Peace and love, everybody. Um, Tonight, I wanted to share with you guys a couple tools that I am using for my healing journey and my shadow work. Some of these tools I've had for some time, but I wasn't really using them um, to their full potential. And now that I'm in the headspace that I am now, I am going back and utilizing what I already have to help me on this journey. So first, I want to show you guys this book that my dad bought me a few years ago for Mother's Day, and he actually bought me and my mom this book. And I've read this book 3 times, but I honestly don't feel like I've gotten the meat and potatoes of this book yet. And I don't think that I was in a headspace where I could fully understand the concept of this book and how to apply it to my life. So my dad bought me this book for Mother's Day about 3 or 4 years ago, and this is actually my 4th time going reading it. So it is called Get Over It by Iyanla Vanzant. It's thought therapy for healing the hard stuff. Like I said, this will be my 4th time reading this book, but I definitely feel like that I'm in a different headspace where I'll be able to fully understand the concept of this book. So, yeah, it's actually a really dope book too as well. So if you have not read this book, I would definitely advise you try it. This is another book that this is actually my 7th time reading this book. No lie, no shit. A friend of mine named Monique gave me, well, not gave, but lent me this book to read. It is called Emotional Intelligence. And this book is probably like the Bible, Quran to me, because it's what I struggle with the most, is controlling my emotions and having self-control over my emotions. So if you haven't read this book, I'd also recommend this book as well. It's a really dope book. Like I said, I am rereading a lot of these books that I kind of feel like I just read them just to read them, but didn't fully take the time out to get what I needed from the book. So these are not books, but these are journals that I bought. And like I said, I was struggling with journaling. It was hard for me to be honest with myself on paper for some reason. It's easier for me to be able to vocally speak on how I feel rather than writing it down on paper. But I do utilize my journals for other things. So I bought all 3 of these journals from Five and Below. If y'all have not been to Five and Below, that is like the devil to me. I try my best to stay out of that store. Every time I go in there, I end up saying I'm not gonna spend no more than $40-$50 in there, and I always go in there and spend over $100. But this was the very first journal, untraditional journal, that I bought from Five and Below. It's called Choose Your Own Journey. It's not your traditional journal, so it has prompts in here. I did start writing in it. I bought this a little over a year ago, actually, and I liked this journal because of the fact it wasn't just blank paper. So it would ask you or prompt you to, certain topics to write and talk about. And that was a little bit easier for me. It's really hard for me to freestyle when it comes to journal and just write how I'm feeling. I don't know why, it's weird. It's really hard for me to express how I'm feeling on paper. But I really love this journal because of the simple fact it would ask you certain questions and you can answer them, and then it'll prompt you to go to a different page that's related to that topic, and then you'll flip to that page and answer those questions and then come back to the page. It's like really dope. So it's kind of like not your traditional journal. I'm not for sure if they still have them at Five and Below, just due to the fact I know they changed their shit a lot in there. But I kind of, like I said, I bought this a little over a year ago and it's dope as fuck. I love it. I'm actually about to begin writing in it again because I stopped. This is about the last page I stopped on. So I'm gonna start back up again. This is another journal that I bought from Five and Below, and it has Self-Love Club on it. Now I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. I honestly bought this journal because of the fact that it said self-love on it. It's really pretty. This is what I write my affirmations in, my self-love affirmations and self, just in general. This one is special to me because I struggle with self-love, and I struggle with loving myself, and I struggle with telling myself that I am beautiful and my skin is beautiful and everything about me is beautiful. So I write my self-love affirmations and acceptance affirmations in this journal. And recently, over the past 2 weeks, I've made it an effort that I get up every day in the morning and I repeat and I read these affirmations when I get up in the morning and before I go to bed. And I've recently started grabbing this journal and reciting these self-affirmations when I am really tense and when I'm really frustrated and when I start doubting myself and when I start feeling like that I'm not capable of doing a certain task. And this definitely reminds me that I can do it. So I definitely love this journal. It definitely helps me get through my times where I'm beating myself up and I'm doubting myself. So again, I bought this one probably not too long after I bought this one, and I don't know if Five and Below still has it, but you can definitely take a look. But I'm pretty sure they probably have even more dope shit up there since last year when I bought these. So this is another journal that I bought maybe about 6 months ago. I actually did not get this one from Five and Below. I got it from Ross when I moved into my house. So this one I bought from Ross, and on the cover it says, "There are so many beautiful reasons to be happy." I have had this for 6 months and I never wrote anything into it until 2 weeks ago. So in this particular journal, I write all of the things that I'm grateful for and that I'm happy for and the things that I accomplished. So everything that makes me happy, I write about in this book, in this journal. My kids, meditation, my friends, you know, anything that brings me joy in any type of way. Candles. If you know me, I am obsessed with candles. I love candles. I love the smell of candles, especially a good smelling candle. Any type of aromatherapy candle, I'm in love with them. So I write everything that I'm in love with that makes me happy, that puts a smile on my face in this book. And when I'm feeling down, I go purchase these things. Like today, well, I went and bought me some flowers, and I bought me a new candle today, which I actually have both of them lit in my room right now. Can't see them, but It smells so good in here. I wish I could smell it. But yeah, had this book for over 6 months and never wrote a word.